Hey, how's it going, guys? So, Volvo has recently put the Anubis, the new map, into its competitive map pool. To be honest, this map is pretty fun, and I've been playing on it pretty much for the last couple of days. I wanted to show you guys some nades that I found, as well as some, some strats that maybe you could bring into your own gameplay. So, the first nade I'm going to show you guys is a B-side CT smoke. So basically, CTs will spawn all the way right here, and then what I've seen a lot of CT do is like in pistol rounds, for example, they will like stand here and hold B main from here, or basically op all the way back at CT. So you want to cut off this line of sight right here, basically, and to do that, you can come to this box right here, jump on top of it, tuck yourself into the corner, and then aim at this little spot right here, like where the sky meets the structure, and just left click throw. As you can see, the smoke lands right here, so it cuts off this line of sight, and then in the back. So this one is still left open, but this one is pretty easy to trade or to just kill the CT right here, because he pretty much has nowhere else to go. So then you can, when you come into the site, you don't have to worry about CTs over there, and you can focus on either in connector right here or in the backside. So the next smoke I'm going to show you guys is to block off the the B-side tunnel entrance right there. So a lot of CTs will choose to hold this angle right here to B main to prevent a rush or to op from here. And there's a couple of ways to throw this smoke, but the one that I found that works best is probably this one. So you walk up to the left side of this tree, tuck yourself in right here, and then I'm going to try to show you on the video, but basically you want to try to aim parallel to the bottom of this blue thing right here, to the left a little bit, and then you want to line it up with like the middle of this opening. So once you've lined that up, just left click throw. So as you can see, this one pretty much blocks off the CT's vision from here, and that way, if you use this smoke in conjunction with the CT smoke, you pretty much have both of these sight lines cut off, and then you can come in and focus on, like I said before, connector or backside. So now I'm just gonna show you guys some miscellaneous other nades you can throw at B site. So this one is a pop flash for CT, and just the site in general. You can just basically wherever you want around this area, and then just throw a flash through this window, or you can just aim a little bit down and do a jump throw. So you can see they pop, like I think the jump throw one probably works better because it pops right here, and then you can blind over there and CT. And the others, there's also another smoke that's, I don't think this one is necessarily a lineup. Basically you line up with this little brick right here, and then line it up like so, just left click throw. That way you block off the sight line from connector, and then you can just do this and then kill the CT standing right there if he's holding that angle at all. And then a pretty useful molly that I found is if you just molly backside like so, that way it'll force the CT out from that position. That position is pretty annoying. I've gotten killed from there a lot of times. So if you force the CT out, then it's much easier to kill him from here than if you try to like get that headshot angle right there. I'll show you guys one A-side smoke that I found. So basically, you're gonna want to tuck yourself into this corner right here when you're about ready to push into A main. You're gonna want to line yourself up with this spot right here between the two lines on the top of these two symbols, like right there, and then you just gotta do a run throw. So basically, this smoke will block off the heaven positions that a lot of CTs will like to hold in, because when it's not smoked, you have pretty much a direct line of sight to A main. Like I just showed you guys, you guys can use that in conjunction with some pop flashes through the two windows here. For example, if you want to flash off like this walkway position, you could basically just toss a flash like so before you start your push, or you can just toss one like so to flash off the heaven position. And sometimes you have CTs like trying to hold sight from here, for example, that will also get flashed off. And then basically a lot of times, very standard push is T's will group up here. They'll just bounce a flash off of this wall, push in. So if you use, I messed that up a little bit, but basically it's supposed to explode right here. So if you use this flash in conjunction with all the other flashes and stuff that I showed you guys, you should be able to do a pretty successful A-side push. One thing to note is this little alcove position right here, and this position. So a lot of times CTs will lurk right here with like a deagle or like a close range weapon, whatever, and then they'll wait for T's to push out from here into sight and plant. And a lot of times they don't really check this position. So what I like to do is, if I still have a molly, or if one of my teammates have a molly, I'll molly off this position right here. You see how it kind of spreads nicely, even to in here. Yep. So if you do that molly, you basically can lock down both of these positions and push the CTs out. So for this map, at least personally, mid control is pretty important, because as you can see, if you go through here to mid, you can either push A from here. This leads directly into the A site, or you can do like a little flank through that leads to CT, or this is like the B site tunnels. You can do like a pincer move on B, for example, if you're T and you take mid control, smoke off CT, or flash into A, and then you can fast move into tunnels. And usually there will be a CT like standing right here or standing right here, like I previously said, holding this angle. You can quickly get rid of those people and then pincer into B. So a lot of times people will, after they spawn in as a T, let's see, T spawns right here. So as you can probably see on the minimap, you can get to mid either through this way or through to the right. And sometimes if you get like a good mid spawn, like for example to the right side of the spawn zone, a lot of times what I do is I'll just rush down to the right, like so, toss a flash, and then if there's a CT standing right there, opping, basically by that point he'll be blind, and then I can just op him like so. Fun little detail that the map makers put on to this map is this little access to the underpass, or to water, as I think is the improper call out. But basically, you can jump down to water from the bridge. So a lot of times, what I would do is, I talk about this later in the video, where I just molly off the CT access, I jump off. So at this point, basically, you have two options, right? One is you can push to A main, or so, or this right here is the B side connector. So you can fast push into here, flash in, and now you're in the B side. So I think I haven't really done this in any competitive games, but if say you have like two people as a T, you have two people pushing up middle, you jump down here, maybe you have one guy watching behind for a flank, and then you have two people basically pushing up this way, three people, either they can split 2-1, two from B main and one from tunnels. So this is like a all points insertion to take the B side, and that's actually pretty doable if you think about it, because you would basically just have to gain mid control through here, and then smoke off CT, flash into here, like I previously said. So your one teammate will be going through into tunnels, and then two people will be just jumping down to underpass. So a very interesting thing about this map that I think a lot of people overlook is this little mid access, like underpass access from mid. So because from here you can either, like I said, you can go to A, you can go to B, you can do whatever basically. You can even go back to T spawn. Although I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but that's always an option. So yeah, this is why I feel like controlling mid on this map is supremely important. And in my experience, a lot of games I've played, people either rush straight to B or rush straight to A, and like when I'm on the CT side, you know, it'll be 2B, 3A, or 3B, 2A, and mid just gets completely ignored. You know, that shouldn't be happening. Some CT-sided strategies, smokes, and nades that I personally like to use. So a lot of times what I do is, after I spawn, I go straight to B. This is especially true in pistol rounds, because I've seen a lot of Ts just try to rush B in pistol rounds. So you're just gonna bounce a smoke like so, right there, and then bounce a flash like so. So that way, all the Ts will be flash. You can flash one of your teammates out, and then they can probably get some headshots, or you can just deter push like this. Basically, if you have this smoked off, there's really no options for T's to peek in, except unless they get a boost right here. Sometimes I've seen a lot of T's like jump spot in this position, or I've never actually seen anyone boost anyone yet. But if you're on a T side, you can, for example, you're here, you can boost one of your teammates, and then maybe he can get a nice little headshot angle to the guy all the way back here. Like to use as a CT, for example, if the T team really likes to push fast middle, for example, what you can do is push out from spawn like so, toss a flash, and just like that. And then a lot of times what I do is I'll smoke out this double doors, so basically they can't really push through, because I'll be watching, like for example, I'll be holding this angle, they decide to push up mid, but by that time someone will probably have already mollied this off, so I'll fall back either way. But basically this is just to deter them from pushing through the double doors. Finally, I'll show you guys some useful flashes and nades and stuff that I found when you're defending the A site. So, say the T smoke off heaven like this. Basically what you're gonna want to do is you want to rotate to this walkway area. If you toss a flash like so, it'll bounce off this pillar, and then basically pop flash any T that's over there, over here, or already on site. So they'll all be blind, and you can just start popping heads. And then a lot of times what I'll do, even before they start rushing in, is I'll molly this off, obviously, maybe toss a nade like so. That way anyone who rushes in will just get naded, mollied, and then maybe sometimes I'll also try to like just peek out and then toss a nade right there, because a lot of T's, when they push inside, they'll just stop and then hold that angle. I messed that up, but like, yeah, you know what I mean. Defending A side, you can also throw a smoke like so from this walkway area. That way that is smoked off. The T's can still sneak behind that smoke to over here, this little area right here, but this way you cut off one more angle and then you can just watch that angle. This smoke, I feel like, is pretty useful if you used in conjunction, for example, with a teammate here. He will pop flash like this area, so by the time they push up to that little alcove right there, they'll all be blinded, and then just you can just start shooting like so. That's about all I've learned playing on Anubis so far. If you guys think I'm missing something, feel free to leave a comment. But yeah, Anubis is a really fun map. I'm super excited to see it in the competitive map pool, and I've played on this map for pretty much every day since it came out. So enjoy, and let me guys know what you think.